Hello guys, and welcome to my very first video here on YouTube. I am really excited to be here and share my passion with houseplants with you all. If you're excited to be here too and would like to see my journey, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below what were some of your first houseplants. First up today, we have one of my favorites, very common guy, but I love him. This is my golden pothos. Golden pothos are, all over the place. You'll see them in grocery stores, big box stores, and the like. And, a lot of times they tend to be overlooked. They're pretty common, so nobody really thinks, oh, that's going to be a beautiful plant. But look at this gorgeous leaf, guys. We focus, there we go. I just love these leaves. They are just beautiful. They make such beautiful foliage and they will get super long and trailing. This one's actually hung up on my pothos wall and he is right underneath one of my grow lights and he loves it there. I will say, the coloration definitely gets a little bit more pronounced the more light that they have. This one I do water about once a week. I always make sure that I take my finger and just check down, make sure that soil is about 2 inches down dry, or dry about 2 inches down before I will go ahead and water, because I do not want to risk overwatering this guy. And I will say also, I do live in Florida, so this one was free for me. My entire backyard at my house growing up was covered in these guys. They would get massive leaves. I just took a clipping, stuck it in some dirt, and it grew. And that was my first experience with a houseplant. And, I will never get rid of this guy. I will always have a golden pothos. It's very sentimental to me. Guys, next up, we have another one of my favorites. Very similar to the pothos. This is my Philodendron Brasil. The care is very similar. You can tell the difference because they do have those cataphyls. Let me see here. They do have those cataphyls like philodendrons do. So this is not a pothos. However, I keep it in the same conditions. It is underneath one of the grow lights on the pothos wall. And it does also get watered about once a week. But I just love this guy. Look at this beautiful leaf. The leaves are just absolutely gorgeous. Very stunning. I love the different colorations. And he has tons of growth points. I just repotted both of these guys actually. So the tops are a little bit sparse, maybe a little bit odd looking. But they have, I can see maybe 5 growth points just from where I'm looking at it right now. He is gonna pop out leaves for you as long as you give them light and water. They will be super happy. I do have these in terracotta pots. They do have some drainage, so they do dry out a little bit faster, but I do find that works for me. I really love these terracotta pots and the way that they age and the way that they weather. And I just think that they look beautiful up on my wall. All right, guys, up next is another one of my very common houseplants, but I still love him. A little bit heavier. Ooh, this is my snake plant, my Sanseveria. I believe this one is called a mother-in-law's tongue because of that yellow variegation it has on the side. I do love Sanseveria. I know that, they're not everybody's favorite. They do look a little bit different, but I just love how structural they are. These guys are super easygoing. You can keep them in a dark corner, though they will not grow as well there. This one I do keep in my bedroom. It is several feet away from an east-facing window and a north-facing window, and he is still giving me new growth. I don't know if you can see that pup down in there, but he is super happy still. This one is also in a terracotta pot, but it does have a little bit of a glaze on it, so it doesn't dry out quite as quickly as just plain old terracotta will. This one also, I will say, I water when I remember to. He is not super picky about it. If I am watering in my bedroom, I will just give him what's left over in the watering can, and he takes it and is super happy. As you can see, even though he doesn't get a ton of light and a ton of water, his leaves are all still super happy. Very pretty plant to have, and I highly recommend them, especially if you are looking for a plant that will be difficult for you to kill. This is one of my top favorites. All right, guys, another one of my plants that I have, I absolutely love. It was actually a gift, and I have had it in some form or another for about 3 years, I would say. This is my Dischidia Ruscifolia. It's also known as a million hearts plant. If you can see, there we go. Look at all of that new growth, all of those beautiful leaves. I just absolutely love this one. Dischidia are very similar to Hoyas. I believe they are related. So the care, is pretty similar as well. He is definitely a trailer, not a viner or a climber, but I do still have him up on the trellis just because I really like the way that it looks. He has actually flowered for me this year for the first time, which I was super excited about. But I just really love this one. I don't think I would ever want to be without one of these. I keep him actually in this glazed pot here, as you can see. And he's actually not planted in soil. He is planted in moss and an orchid bark mix, and it keeps him super happy. I have kept this in soil before. It did not particularly care for it. It let me know very quickly that was not the way to go. This one was previously growing on a tree, so they are epiphytes. They will grow on other plants, on other trees. And guys, I just really love this one. He's a little bit more unique, not quite as finicky as the string of hearts from what I've heard. And it's just a gorgeous addition as a first plant. All right, guys, and my last plant. Please go easy on me. I'm a little bit embarrassed to be showing this. This is my fiddle leaf fig. This guy is huge, as you can see. He's a big plant. And unfortunately, he did get a little bit sunburned. I did wash him off outside just to prevent pests, make sure that he's not covered in dust, and he got left outside a little bit too long in that sun, so he does have some brown crispy bits, but I love him just the same. I love these beautiful bright green huge leaves that he puts out. This is actually not my original first house plant. My original fiddle leaf fig is about 8 feet tall and in a ginormous pot outside of my mom's house. As I said, I do live in Florida, so these guys can grow quite large outside. This one though is a houseplant for me here. He lives in this window right here. It is a south facing window, so he does like plenty of light. I know a lot of the times in magazines and social media, you will see these in corners, decorating, taking up a huge big space. I would not recommend it. I have tried several times to keep this guy in a corner, and every single time he gets angry, throws a fit, drops a bunch of leaves. It doesn't work. He loves that bright light. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a filter here. There is that curtain that kind of protects him from getting that direct sun, but he did just put out recently a couple of new leaves. So I was super happy with that light. This one I also water kind of when I think about it, but I also try to make sure that he gets water about every 2 weeks or so. He is in a larger pot, doesn't have drainage, unfortunately. As you can see here, it is pretty big, probably, I'd say maybe a 14-inch pot, but because it doesn't have drainage, I do have to be very, very conscious of overwatering. I do not want to overwater this guy. He is super prone to throwing a fit if anything changes, so I try my best to make sure that I always check him prior to watering, making sure that, yep, actually he could use some water right now. I'll do that after I get out of this video here. But yeah, I really love this one. This is one of my very favorite houseplants. I love the way that they look decorating my home, and I would recommend one to anyone who has the patience to baby a plant occasionally, find out what it wants, what it needs, what will make it happy, and also has some really beautiful bright windows to keep them in. Alright guys, and that is it for my first video. Those were my 5 first houseplants, the ones who made the earliest appearance in my houseplant journey. Some of them are doing well, some of them are not, but I do love all of them. Let me know down below, were any of these plants part of your houseplant journey? Did they make an appearance and then perhaps make a disappearance? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hit that like button for me. And if you'd like to go ahead and follow me, I will be posting more videos soon. I can't wait to talk to you. Have a great day. Bye.